If you are a stutterer, or if you just want to improve on your speech, this video is for you. I am going to show you exactly what I've done to improve on my speech. But before that, let's have a look at how I used to speak in the past.
And then now, as you all can tell, I stammer a bit. So when I started school, this became a very huge issue for me. And then if I'm being asked a question in class, I decide to not answer. Because I know that if I choose to answer, my colleagues would laugh at me. So I'm like, then, I don't know, came me.
That was me, I think, a year or two ago. I couldn't complete one sentence without having a stutter, and it really crushed my confidence. I remember I was struggling to make friends, I was struggling to go on dates, and I was always the guy at the corner when it comes to social events, because what do I have to say? And even if I have something to say, the way and manner at which it will come out, people are not going to like it. So yeah, I was always at the corner. And at work, it was also a different ball game. I couldn't make presentations, and I just even couldn't make normal conversations with my colleagues, because if I'm having a conversation with somebody, my words, I know what I'm saying. I know that I've tried to say what I want to say in the best way that I can. But you see the same people come back to you asking you the same things that you've spoken about, and it was so frustrating. I just got really tired about it, and so I decided to do something about it. I tried therapy, I tried speaking techniques, and yeah, they worked to some point. But when you need them the most, they fail. And so I decided to take matters into my own hands and get to understand myself better. And what I did is what I'm about to share with you, and I hope it also helps you improve on your speech. The first thing I did was to understand myself and my stutter better, and that changed everything. I started observing myself. When do I stutter the most? Whom do I feel comfortable with when I'm speaking? Which words, do I struggle when I want to say? And I realized that the one word that was difficult for me to pronounce with words that start with P. So, I noticed all of those things. And then I also noticed where do I feel comfortable speaking and where I struggle. And here is what I found out. I realized that I stutter the most when I'm tense, when I'm not prepared, or when I'm angry. And I also realized that I was more comfortable with speaking, and I spoke really fluently when I'm with people I'm close to. And the key difference was that I realized that with those that I felt more comfortable with, I spoke slower. I thought about what I want to say, and I was always calm. If you are able to master these three things, your speech will transform drastically, trust me. It's difficult, but if you learn to master them, that is all you need. If you learn to master how to speak slower, think about what you want to say, and always stay calm in every situation, you will become a better speaker. Trust me, just like you are seeing with me now. I realized that these three things, they work hand in hand. And even when one fails, the two can always pull you through. So you need to learn to master these three things. Here's the truth about stuttering or speaking fast. You see, we always have it at the back of our mind that the people we are having the conversation with is waiting impatiently for us. But trust me, they are not. They are actually calm because they want to understand you and hear what you want to say. So they are not in a rush. I always say to myself that if I wait for you to speak, you also have to wait for me to speak. And if you can't wait for me to speak, then you don't deserve to have a conversation with me. And the moment you start thinking like that, it gives you that type of confidence, and it makes you take your time and be more articulate. In addition to slowing down and all of that, I'm going to teach you 5 practices that you will need to transform your speech. The first one is practicing breathing exercises. There is something in the human body called the diaphragm, and that controls the way you speak, right? And for people that stutters, our diaphragm does not move the way it needs to move, or it doesn't move in the normal way. So you need to train it for it to start moving in the normal way. And that is what we call the diaphragmatic breathing. And how to do it is to start breathing from your stomach. You breathe from your stomach, not your chest. So you inhale and you make sure that it's being absorbed in your stomach, and then you exhale. So you go like, then you wait for like 4 seconds, and then you go again. If you keep doing this, it helps you become a very calm person, and it helps you take your time when you speak. The second thing is to learn a lot. What do I mean by that? If you know what you're saying, the possibility of you stuttering is lesser because you already know what you want to say. Let me give you an example. If somebody is going to lie, they take a pause. And the reason they take a pause is because their brain stops because they don't know what they want to say, right? So they are now trying to, put words together in their mind before they say it. And that is what often comes across as they are stuttering. And so if you know what you want to say, you reduce the tendency of stuttering. And it's important that you always stay one step ahead. Learn more, read articles, read books, expand your vocabulary so that you come out as somebody that is really, really intelligent. One thing that has really helped me by doing this is it has made me a very confident person. One, it has made me a very thoughtful person. If I'm speaking with people, people think that, oh yeah, this guy, he knows. And it's because I have taking some time to always read. I read at least 4 books in a month. So it's important that you expand your vocabulary and you read more to know. Because if you know, you become a better speaker. The third thing that has really helped me is mirror practice. And what do I mean by that? Every day in the morning or in the evening when I'm about to sleep, I try to speak to myself in the mirror. I record it, and then the next day I compare to see where I went wrong, right? So this is one exercise that helps you. It helps you think about what you want to say, one, and it helps you practice the way you want to talk. Okay, so you need to start also doing mirror exercises, and that is going to change the game for you. The fourth thing is every time I have a presentation or every time I need to go out to make conversations with people, even if I'm going for like a social event or something, I prep ahead. At least I try to have one phrase or one sentence in my head to start the conversation with. And if it's a presentation, I try to go through my presentation over and over again so that I master what I'm going to say. I have control of my speech, and so I don't get a lot of surprises. So you need to also learn to prep. Every time you need to step out to have conversations with friends, or if you need to go for a social gathering or date, everything that has to do with conversation, because you are now trying to learn how to speak more better, you need to always go prepared. Don't just get up and then walk in, because then you don't know what to say, and if you don't know what to say, you stutter more. And the last thing that actually transformed the game for me, that was a huge game changer, is visual reminders. What do I mean by that? You see, on my phone, I have my screenshots go slow. And what this does is every time I pick my phone, I am being reminded to speak slower. So whatever device that you use, your phone, your laptop, even in your room, put like a post-it or a sticker somewhere that can remind you to speak slowly, because it's so important that you have these type of things, that can guide the way your conversation goes. And the more you are being reminded, the more you speak slow, the more you think about what you want to say, and the more you feel relaxed, the more that becomes normal for you. And so you get to a point where if you are speaking, you don't have to be reminded on how to speak because it has become the norm. The thing is, all these things that I'm talking about, it takes time. It's difficult, but yes, it's worth it. Now, there's something that most people don't tell you, and that is that everything that you want to achieve is difficult. There is no shortcut to heaven. There is no genie coming to grant your wishes. You have to work hard. And so I have, shared with you all these things that has helped me. And I can speak the way I speak now because I worked hard, because I kept practicing, because I knew where I want to go. I knew that I want to take control of my voice and my speech. So I kept practicing every day. I bet you there might get to a point where people might think that you are weird because of the way you are taking your time to speak, or the way you are taking time to think about what you want to say. But if somebody thinks that you are weird today and thinks of you as a better speaker in 2 or 3 months, that is worth it, rather than somebody getting frustrated to talk to you today and in 3 months they still feel that same frustration. You can make this work. It is possible. You just have to take control of your mind and start thinking that, okay, I am at a point where I want to become better at speaking, so I want to start practicing today. If you do that and if you keep going, there is no way you will not achieve fluency. One more thing that I want you to understand is everything in this life is figure outable. No matter what it is, you can figure it out. You have to learn to figure it out. Finally, I have 2 challenges for you. The first one is Take some time to reflect on yourself and identify your triggers. And the second is practice everything that I've showed you in this video. Trust me, you saw my video then and you are seeing me speak now. It's so worth it. That was me a year ago, and look at me now. Please try your best to practice these things and take control of your voice, because we are in a world where communication is the key. In everything you want to do, you have to communicate better. You have to learn to communicate better. To be able to communicate better, you have to have good command of your speech. And these things are going to help you do exactly that. If you want to learn more or take this to the next step, I have added a free starter toolkit in the description below. You can click on it, download it, and then use it to your own advantage. I also have a 2-week course where we dive deep into everything I've learned, from public speaking to building confidence to overcoming your stuttering and all of that. If you are interested, there is also a link in the description to book your first call. It's free, so that we can tailor something that would work for you. If there's something I missed, or if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments and I'll help you with that. Cheers.